Should you count calories? You either count them or you don't count them. Should you count calories? So by counting them, you know exactly how many you're eating per day, and you also reduce any guesswork. You then have more flexibility with the types of food that you eat, but you're going to get more confused if you're out at a restaurant or you're outside your normal routine. In the long term, it's going to be harder to stick to, as for most people, when they're not counting exact calories, it gets them further confused and they get a little bit overwhelmed, and this can be frustrating and not sustainable in the long term. You will also find you eat more processed food as you're more focused on the amount of calories in food rather than the food quality. If you're not counting calories, you'll tend to find your food quality is better as you're more focused on what you're actually eating and not just the calories that's in it. Less brain power. Due to the fact you know what ingredients that you can eat, then it's going to be more simple for you to stick to it over the long term and not have to overthink. Whereas when you're counting calories, you'll find that you'll always overthink about the different meals you're having, and it can be quite time consuming. Long term. I'll notice for most clients, they'll stick to this for a longer period of time and they'll be able to maintain the results better, as opposed to dropping lots of body fat and then putting it back on as soon as they stop counting calories. So I'll see a lot less change in their body fat over a whole year. Less variety. As I mentioned before, it's going to take less brain power and also reduce the amount of processed foods because you know the meals that you're supposed to have and the ingredients in those meals. You can overeat, which you don't know how much food that you're supposed to be eating, and you can keep going back for more, not realizing the calories are way too high. But with that being said, I'll find that when people are eating higher quality ingredients and the plate that they're eating is far more protein on that plate, they'll not actually have that issue of constantly overeating food because they're going to feel more satiated and full instead of being hungry for more.